that now in the 9th hour we are being put forward to do this.
And I'd like to say...
Mr. Pappous was next. 1 second, please.
You're absolutely right. I apologize. I go after that.
First, I'd like to say this is my second... It is on. It's on. Yeah. I made a similar motion in November of 2010 when I sat on the GISD board. And I'm in full support of this deferral. For one reason, we already have a line item for outside counsel. And there are things that are happening Monday and Tuesday that we have to see before we act. Going forward, let me say this in response to some of the arguments that have been put up. The United Nations says that everybody has a right to return, and I agree with that. And yet some people come up here and say that bring our people back. Before this council, there was another council, and they were saying, can we please see the people who want to come back, who've not gotten vouchers, who want to move back home? Where are they? If they want to come, then they're welcome home. It's their right, and we have to be notified. But let us see the names. There are 500 Section 8 units that are going on Hurds Lane. Okay? Hey, you all had your talk, now it's mine, okay? Our population has decreased. The footprint of the Galveston Housing Authority has increased. That to me tells me we've affirmatively furthered fair housing, and this is not about fair housing. People say that we're going to get in a lawsuit that we can't win. Well, you know something? The exit is acting outside the boundaries of the law. HUD is acting like a tyrant. And the fact that they're willing to put us in a position where we cannot rebuild our infrastructure if we don't do what they say is ridiculous, because what are they going to do? They're not going to let us rebuild the infrastructure. Then they're going to say, oh, by the way, now we're going to increase your economically disadvantaged population. They're actually going to move economically disadvantaged people to a city that they're not going to rebuild? Is that what they're telling us? That's ridiculous. If they are so concerned, they wouldn't have put restrictions on that infrastructure money. We are the subsidized housing capital of Southeast Texas, if not the whole state. And people don't move here if they don't like being around poor people or they don't like being around other races. So this whole racism argument, you know, if the people are racist and they want to work here, they'll work here, they'll live over there. The people who are putting forward an argument that runs counter to the people who are proposing public housing are not racist. They're seeing the reality of what happens in public housing. If you are so concerned with the finances of it, then why weren't these same people at GISD opposing this? Because the conciliation agreement absolutely destroys GISD's budget. So if you're so concerned about the finances, where were you over there? Okay? You weren't supporting me. I was fighting for our budget. You were fighting against me. Okay? Now, this a HUD official said that the debate was over. Well, I was never part of any debate, but to me the debate was over, and it was over the day that the 6 of us got elected. That's when the debate ended.
Ms. Talton, and I'm going to ask the audience to please be quiet. We do not talk when you talk. I appreciate you not talking when we're talking. Thank you.
We weren't rude. We was nice. We wasn't like that. And you did not stop him at all.
You need to tell her to stop.
Okay. Ms. Charlton. I'm going to ask one more time to please be quiet. I'm going to ask the police officer to clear the room.
Why don't you do that?
Okay, clean the room out.
The people that aren't complaining don't need to be
Roll out of the city meeting because you do not agree with what we're saying.
No, I asked for...
I'd like to call for order in the audience as the city's...
Whoever's talking then.
Now, the rules of decorum, and you pick it up when you file and you come up here and speak, you need to follow the rules of decorum. Now, this is your last opportunity to please allow the council to speak.